and yet they pulled off, what was it, 11 rounds in a row to clap back, to come back and get the victory, 16-13. That was quite the performance from Party Astronauts, and if we see that today, or not today, but right now, rather, in this grand final, then this is going to be a barn burner of a matchup. We are heading into the first map, ladies and gentlemen. It is Mirage. It is the pick of Party Astronauts, and so Nouns Esports start on the CT side. And Nouns, they aren't trifling with the dualies, they aren't trifling with anything flashy. They're going for the classic buy. Smoke kit for Carson, and 4 sets of Kevlar, versus 1 utility buy for Ben Leet, and 4 vests as well for the T side.
No P250 is interesting. It makes a lot of impact if you can land that first shot with it, but it will not be available. USPs will have to be their pickups. They want to run a gun with a Glock. Cxzi debating a long-range duel on Cat, drops off the bench, no contact as they bust in towards B. Carson sitting, trying to crossfire up, Snick with the one on the chop from bench. bwills up on Cat and takes down PwnAlone. An exodus out of Apps in towards the A side now, as Cxzi has discovered it is relatively free and clear. Will be a bit of a false positive as there is that CT opening available, and bwills up on Cat, a dastardly tap, make it 3 for him on the round. Cxzi, who started off this whole rotation, now has to do it all alone, knows where Carson is roughly, and does finish him off, has a lot of time and now a USP to work with. Would not be the first bit of heroics we've seen from him today, but it would be a huge one as he finds another onto bwills. Cynic and a low HP Marky up against Cxzi. The bomb in mid, and Cynic has all the sound cues he needs.
Bomb is the critical factor. Cxzi has done well to isolate these duels relatively cleanly, but a crossfire seems like too much to ask. The only saving grace is that Marky is low. He grabs the bomb, but he tries to head for the hills. He doesn't face the right direction. He might have gotten a fadeaway, but instead it's Cynic to nab the kill and nab the round for Nouns. CT side starting well for them. Again, it's their opponent's map pick, but these teams are evenly matched on these maps. Maps could go either direction. They have gone either direction throughout this closed qualifier. Looking at the investment, Party Astronauts, no bomb means no buy. Cxzi, with his 3 kills, will be able to afford a deagle. Splurge a little bit of cash on that. And the Nouns side, they have read it well. 2 SMGs, excuse me, a FAMAS, and a pair of M4s to round out the buy. Full helmets, that's very important against the pistols. And this should be a good, clean start for Nouns in this grand final.
Keyword should. Nouns do get over-aggressive sometimes, as we see Carson swinging all the way through halls and peeking in towards backstair. Dangerous duel with Viz, but he does eventually win that in the end. Takes all 30 rounds, goes back for more as Cxzi falls in the meantime. Carson goes back for the farm onto Ben Leet, and jumping around against the next one. Chops block, empty-handed PwnAlone removed as well. Flawless victory for Nouns, and a solid buy to counter the buy up from Party Astronauts. Bonus time for the CT side. AK's out, no AWP for PA. Nouns, if they can convert this bonus, will set themselves up for a very strong CT side here. Both teams are slightly favored on the T side, and I say slightly. It's 54.8% for Party Astronauts to 52% on CT side, and for the Nouns, it's 55.8 to 55.3. Almost dead even with a slight lean towards that offensive angle. Both teams have players that love to just push into people and get kills. Cynic and Cxzi, former teammates, had it here and now. The spot at ESL Challenger Katowice on the line.
At one point, Cxzi blessed this Nouns roster. He was on it. He was hot as well. I think at one point an offer, maybe even an IGO for the team. He's come back with a vengeance. Nevertheless, Cynic finds the opening. Good trade from Ben Leet. Lots of players grouping up. In fact, they almost lined up. A little bit worrisome there for a moment, but they have sight control. Carson, though, is already here towards you with an MP9. He's swinging. There's 3 players lining up. A lot more damage done, but not a second kill secured. And Cynic is down to 9 HP. This is a very difficult one. Marky spams away. Does prevent the bomb plant. But more than that, 3 versus 3 Cynic. His flank could be huge. Chop is wise to it. Everything will be hinging on a timing for that flank. Viz on the site is looking for something, and there is an aggressive CT push from Cxzi as well. A lot hinging on that fight, and Cynic domes Chop. That is a big one to find. Now things get a little bit fancy, a little bit scary on the site. Viz is dancing. He finds one. He needs more than that. Cynic on low HP. He pre-fires Cxzi, and now does Viz. They know where he is, but on low HP, Cynic can't just commit to an outright duel. He's caught eventually. Viz takes him down. Marky, no time. He gets the kill. Does he have the time? It's very down to the wire. He's gonna stick it. It might be just enough or just the too little. And it is, in fact, the latter. Got the time. It is 0.664 seconds too slow from Marky, and Party Astronauts scrape away with a very tenuous victory in round number 3.
And that was against the bonus round for Nouns as well, so a very narrow victory, a scrape with death for the Party Astronauts. And now Nouns can get a much better buy. Op Glass Cannon for Cynic is a very aggressive purchase, though. And there is no kit for the CT side, which the kit was almost a saving grace for them in the last round. But that op, it needs to be good. It needs to have some impact. Carson, living the life of a B anchor. Spots him out.
Headshot Galils.
He's so done.
Everybody is lacking a helmet. All these Galils are AKs. You have to keep that in mind. This is very scary. And so 2 players go down with headshots.
It's got to be a save.
At this point, yeah, 3 versus 5. That M4 is going to be recovered on the catwalk as well by somebody. There are 3 Galil users. Viz will actually do the picking up. The AK will be for somebody else. Never mind. Nope. He's tossing it back and forth for his team. Second on the board very quickly for Party Astronauts. This one far more decisive with a quick play out of the apartments. And a solid start. Cynic, with his glass cannon, will survive. Party Astronauts are not keen on hunting. Their economy was already off kilter, almost reset in a way. If they lost this round, it would surely have been reset. So they keep 5 alive, they build up that T-side economy, and now they get to get into this game in earnest. Nouns saving 3 rifles might be able to scrounge something together in the round following. Cynic will probably buy body armor and some utility. No, more likely than not, try something in this one, but Party Astronauts will have every advantage in round number 5.
At least Cynic does have armor. But Marky and Carson on Deagle's not exactly the best of situations. However, Marky's Deagle was deadly last night. The Nouns, though, are going to take a little bit to get into this game. They, of course, in the upper bracket champions, so they don't have to play an extra BO3 today. This is the only BO3 they have to worry about. Party Astronauts, a pretty laborious one against ATK. Cxzi, blindsided by that Deagle of Marky. Good little bait and switch with bwills. Only problem is that gun is unrecoverable. Cynic, in the meantime, holding up on Cat, hopes for a cross. Chop is over towards Chair, though, and Cynic wants more of a catwalk push, not the Chair. He does peek it late. It's going to be some mid-control for Party Astronauts, but B is the target. B split is the zone. Cynic's got to help out as Carson gets flushed out of position. Cynic does get Viz. Bomb in the smoke. This is a very risky play. I bet it's a fake to actually bait out the shots. bwills caught. Ben, however, falls, and PwnAlone, last man alive with an M4 in hand. Not much he can hope to do. Just damage. Damage. Take out a gun. That's your job.
It is your job. Keep in mind this damage, even if it's against those light pistols, they still invested everything. So kills are important. They will drag down this CT economy. A 3rd would be the magic number. That would make things still less than ideal for Nouns in round number 6. PwnAlone, 30 seconds left. He's still prying. Still trying for something. Cynic on the op. Where is he located? He's had a decent round thus far. He dropped a Viz in the apartments. He's holding just towards Market. Marky holding towards the apartments and spotting catwalk. It's a double up from him and Carson. No chance in this one for sure. PwnAlone. 10 seconds left. At least die before the round concludes. There we go. Cynic finds that. Party Astronauts, they kept the last round clean so they could buy in the event of a loss then and there. They should have a decent enough buy now. AKs across the board. Maybe a Galil on Chop and Benleet. But it should still be a very respectable buy, all things considered. Nouns. You have to make some compromises. An MP9 on Cars, or CJ, excuse me, is the chief among them. This is still anybody's round. We saw what happened with the Deagles. It's going to be like that every round. If there's a Deagle on the board, nobody is safe on the side of Party Astronauts.
There is nobody safe. PwnAlone least of all. They hit it down initially. 84 HP left on the Opper. Slower, more steady play for PA as they look for an opening. Again, posturing over towards B. They know Carson is one of those players over there, and they think he is a weak link on this Nouns roster, it appears, because that's where they are targeting early on. They don't want to go towards Cynic's home of A. bwills in towards mid. It's not a bad 2-1-2, though, for Nouns, all things considered.
It's not, and as of late, especially after the RMR, I have to say CJ and Carson have picked up the slack quite a bit.
Yes.
Which is a huge, big thing. It's a huge thing to see because we've talked about it every single time Nouns makes a roster move. It's not their fault. It's unforced, and it looks like they're going to meet their demise because of it. Marky won't exclude it.
Yeah, Marky was a great pickup. That was a clutch pickup.
Yeah, but for like a season and a half, I was like, Carson Cynic, or not Cynic, excuse me, Carson CJ, what's going on? CJ was a stand-in, a temporary measure, but no, they've really blossomed in a good way, and they have found tremendous success now on the roster of Nouns. However, in this round, Robert is the op instead of PwnAlone to open things up. Viz spots the player top balcony, and CJ the second casualty in the round. And this delayed play-up connector with only 20 seconds remaining does work thus far for Party Astronauts. They get the bomb down, a 2-minute advantage. If Carson can't find something quickly here with Cynic, they might have to call it quits, but they find the first Cxzi though on the catwalk. Brings it right on back. A 2-person advantage. Both players known now towards CT spawn. They might have to try and save, but that player in towards jungle could cut off the rotation.
Yeah, it's going to be a fight to stay alive here for Carson and Cynic, and Party Astronauts tying things up early is a very good start for them. They did pick this map after all. They have a plan for it. Carson tagged heavily. He's dead to the bomb. Or to Chop, it's Chop instead. Cynic should try and save in CT, and they don't seem to be pushing into him. But Nouns have spent a considerable amount of cash in the last few rounds, which means that they are on a full double eco. CJ and Carson will be full investing, bwills and Marky as well. Cynic should buy a little bit of utility and drop a rifle over to a teammate. They'll drop the M4. Smoke and flash acquired, has that kit. CJ on the M4 here. We'll buy some armor. Deagles on the rest of the squad. And knowing that Marky's on a Deagle means that Nouns still have a little bit of hope.
I don't know about CJ being on the rifle, but he's probably gonna be alone on the A site, and we're gonna have 3 Deagles on bwills, Marky, and Carson. So it's okay. However, the M4 is already immediately dropped. That will have to be recovered. It is by bwills. Party Astronauts. They have done well to maintain the pace, control the pace, I should say, of this first half. bwills eventually finds the trade onto Cxzi. He's not having a standout performance like he did in the first series of the day. He's still putting up respectable numbers, but not nearly the same monstrous performance we saw earlier. But the big hinge on this round, the big important factor, is that op of PwnAlone. It has opened up the rounds quite a few times. Viz as well has furthered it. Both have 5 kills a pop. Cynic, shining star for his team. Where is he located on this defense? It looks like catwalk once again, and that is a very prime spot to hold off this B take.
Or will it be a B take? They're chucking utility, making noise, but they're not actually going. They're buying time. Chop now sitting up for windows.
It's gotta be.
Now they're gonna go. Rotations are on their way, though. Carson on the site, shotgun Deagle, Cynic with a 1 from apartments. PwnAlone gonna try and peek, and he wins that fight. Carson on site here has it all to do. He's spotted by PwnAlone, though. Now this becomes a fight to the death for Gung Carson. He gets the first onto Chop, rather. Viz around the corner. Bomb down, time running out. Wide swing from bwills, yields him up. Carson and Marky combine for the last 2. And now with the pistols again, reigning supreme. The kill from Cynic on the op was instrumental, but Carson on site, playing around that smoke expertly. And then the rotation coming through from Marky saves the day. Nouns stay ahead, they keep their heads above water. And now it's Party Astronauts' turn to be on a weird buy with pistols and rifles.
I love that play from Carson. He's not standing still, he's swinging around kind of loosely. It's not very tight angles, he's just running around, wants to keep everybody guessing. He doesn't want to let them swing into him. He wants to be a force, he wants to get close, because even if he misses the 1 dig, it'll still be a 2-shot to the body, up close and personal. And just that migratory style around that smoke really does work out. Party Astronauts let the time get away from themselves there in that 7th round, and now Going to be another scrappy one for both teams, as both are on less than ideal buys. FAMAS and MP9 for Nouns, and pistols on the board for Party Astronauts, but that won't stop the aggression from Cxzi. He finds one. Carson spamming, and CT does trade, evening things back up to a 3 versus 3. PwnAlone on 2 HP has a lot to do, but the Deagle, it's Ben Leet's turn to shine. One D comes through, tying things back up, but Marky at range. AK in hand finds one, tit for tat. Ben Leet right in response. It's bwills, and his positioning is known. It's only a FAMAS, not one of those ideal rifles in this duel. So by this time, he'll wait for Ben Leet to make the next move, sticking the plant. I like this patience from bwills. Ben Leet gets back towards CT. This is going to be a difficult one for him. bwills at least has the kit. Everything hinges on that, and Ben Leet gets the timing. He gets the spray, and he holds on to the AK. No op to be recovered. It's too far away. But Party Astronauts do tie things up in the economy. It keeps going back and forth. Neither team wants to back down. And so I have to say this is going to be another grisly and difficult force from Nouns, unless they have a very big change of heart in round number 9.
It is still a double eco, though. So it kind of makes sense they would force here. Deagle's on 3, 5-7's on 2. 5-7's you cannot sleep on. They are always dangerous. Same with those Deags. It looks like the force buy wars have begun here, Nate.
Wasn't Mirage like this last night as well?
Yes.
I think it was. It was scrappy. We sat here just flummoxed without words.
And then I think
because of the
Nouns ran
Deagles
away with it.
They, you know, we talked about it being the force buys are an uphill battle for the CT side, but they won the pistol round so many times that they actually came out on top, and from there they just ran away with it. I think it was 16-6 or 16-7. It was 16-11 on Mirage, actually, for the last decider yesterday. But the point stands. They somehow won the force buy wars on the CT side thanks to their Deagles, and it could very well happen again in round 9. 5-7 will be first contact towards CT more likely than not. Carson pushing forward, could find PwnAlone up close and personal.
Carson through the smoke. There goes PwnAlone opening up here for Nouns. No kit though, so time is of the essence. They're looking for kills and damage. Cynic with a nice one onto Cxzi, trades out Carson. Bomb can be stuck, but chopping towards CT. He is the man to keep an eye on here for the Party Astronauts. Then out towards Ramp. Fizz swings out. Chop will get the last. Everybody converging. Well played by PA. They grab their lead back, and now don't really have to worry about anything but USPs in this following round. A 6th almost guaranteed for the Party Astronauts. Again, it is their map pick, which is very interesting considering they lost it last night.
Lost it last night. I believe they picked it up the time before is what we decided on.
I believe they did, yeah.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain as well. And so, Party Astronauts, they're the ones to balance things out this time around. That could spell a different outcome on the third time through. Viz and Chop towards middle, taking down the pistols. There's no Deagles with Bite in this one. It's just USPs. He just has a Bark. So does Carson. So there is some damage done. Seems like no matter what weapon the Nouns side have, they will find damage with it. Because they've invested it not $1, not a cent. Actually, Cynic did buy down, but others did not.
Oh, Cynic did their usual. Somebody buys everything, usually Cynic, and then everybody else saves.
Yeah. You can buy like a Scout and Kevlar probably is going to be his play, or a Deagle perhaps.
I'm going to go Deag.
We'll see. He's keeping us waiting. Armor has to be a Deag, right? 1400 in the bank, maybe an MP9
flash.
There's
Nope.
the Deag.
Yeah.
No kit though. That is not what you want to see. PwnAlone as well is going for a Mac 10.
There's 4 players without helmets.
Yeah, so to say this does work if you can actually hit the heads, but it's going to be very difficult. A lot hinges on his crosshair placement.
This is a play. It's a very intriguing play. There's good potential in both directions, right? It's got good potential and bad potential. We'll see what PwnAlone can actualize. This utility floods into the A site, smoke wall down towards Con and stairs and jungle. Molotov for the bench push, Molotov ticket booth as well. Slow and steady clearing that side. PwnAlone jumping around. Beautiful cinematics from Chess Puff, our observer. PwnAlone contacting the CT. Down goes. That was the one with the helmet, but only a deagle. bwills sprays him away. The bomb yet to get planted there in the hands of Viz, sitting in towards front triple. Peeks out wide. Marky spam does some more damage, and that's a big reason why they haven't stuck that plant. Marky, however, finished off by Chop. Could see a little rotation back to B from Party Astronauts, but Nouns are there waiting in the wings. Carson, he's destroyed by Cxzi though, and CJ's expected. Fizz was waiting for him. Ben out of Palace, and bwills sideswiped. 7-4 Party Astronauts, making this half sing their praises, as Nouns are on another half buy.
Always a scary proposition. I want to say it feels like Party Astronauts are making hard reads. Because they're doing their due diligence with the utility, sure, but they're waltzing into empty bomb sites, and they're not committing to the plant early because they're worried about a flank which is coming in from Catwalk. It looks like it's just a hard read, and that might be why they keep picking the same maps. They're probably going through, watching the demos, figuring out what's going on, what's going wrong, and then just experimenting from there. And I will say right now on Mirage, it's definitely working out. Eagle, Cynic does drop one. That's PwnAlone. Again, it's just the pistols. It's the pistol diff from Nouns. They should stick to the Deagles permanently. It does really feel like that, though. All of this tournament felt like the Deagles are the most resounding victory weapons for Nouns.
Carson spotted by Viz. No real contact taken, though. It's just jump spotting. Ben looking for a probe. Waiting for behind. Spots the head, but Cynic, he gives him one better. Cranial
cadence. It's those Deagles, man. It's those Deagles. They hit different. And I'm convinced at this point, if they add like an M14 or like a semi-auto rifle, you know, kind of like that bridge between the Scout and like a Krieg, so a little bit further than a Krieg, a little bit less than a Scout, you know, something around there, it would destroy in these players' hands.
Like a semi-auto?
A semi-auto, like a gun that you have to set up with, you have to walk with, you know, carbine, something more unwieldy than a rifle, but more versatile than a Scout.
All right, somebody get Valve on the horn. I like this idea.
If you give it to these players, they will destroy with it. Viz ranges things back in, dropping CJ, and Chop finds one, but it's his map. Everybody else is simply living in it. He finds a third before finally falling. bwills towards spawn, gets a lot of damage, but not the outright kill. Leaves Carson, who's had a decent map, might I add, in a 1v2, and it's a pretty timely flank towards Palace, which might go unchecked.
Carson, he does damage to the high HP player, takes him out, but Cxzi answers the call again. He is heating up here on map number 1 of the grand final. 10 kills for him and Viz, 11 for PwnAlone. It's not just Cxzi, it's not just PwnAlone. Viz is there, and Ben and Chop both at 6 and 7, being run support for the rest of the squad. This is your ideal setup, I feel, right now for Party Astronauts. Cxzi, PwnAlone, and Viz towards the top of the scoreboard. Ben and Chop more in supportive roles, kind of bringing up the rear. They're doing good right now. Very good work for Party Astronauts. They've won the half, looking for more. Marky drops down. And no picks just yet. No damage, as a matter of fact. And no Opper's duel, as Cynic does not have a big green gun to use. But PwnAlone has one of his own. Marky will think about pushing up. Maybe throw some utility in for Cynic to peek underpass. But it's a very slow round from Party Astronauts, who are expecting Nouns to give in to their instincts and start to aggress.
Talked about it. That's how Nouns lost a lot of their momentum and a lot of those maps, honestly, throughout this close qualifier. It was them giving it away by being overly assertive without the due support it requires. For now, though, they're holding their guns. Marky's just spotting Catwalk. 2 on A. Holding on the site proper as well, might I add. A very big departure from their hands-off policy we saw before. Could be what they need. Cynic watching underpass as well. This A split could be dismantled immediately. Cynic gets the spot. Chuck down some utility. Party Astronauts not at all averse to burning down the timer. 40 seconds left, just getting out of the underpass. This is going to be an A play. The question is, can Nouns stall them for long enough?
Marky will not spot Cxzi slipping on through, and Cynic wins that opening duel. CJ in towards Hell, though, does take down the first. bwills is over towards default as well. Somehow CJ's still alive, and bwills now has his time to strike. Viz and PwnAlone have to do it all with about 20 seconds to go. The op up close does get one. Viz needs two. He's coming up connector. Spots out the first towards top ticket. Beautiful headshot. Now the last one's in the smoke. Does not know where he is. Viz sprays wild. Spots him out. Grabs the bomb. No time to plant. He has to go for the fight. He does not have time. Op will be recovered, at least attempted to be recovered, and Nouns escape with a very lucky victory. That is incredibly fortunate for the Nouns. This bye, it's going to be scrappy again, but Nouns thrive in these situations. Party Astronauts need a couple more rounds to really establish this half in their favor. 2 more to go. A chance for 7 for Nouns, with also reset territory looming over their heads.
As it is, again, scrappiness really favors the T side because they have an easier go at buying. Easier go at investing. Only one player surviving does not do well for the Nouns economy. I was wondering when the late round calls from Party Astronauts would come back to bite them. It at last does. Good hold from Nouns to just bide enough time, just hold their ground. I'd even try to do so once more. They do have a kit. They have a little bit of utility left. They have 4 rifles, one of them being FMOS. Carson on the MP9 is gonna hurt, but he is playing to his strengths by jump spotting apartments. It's a very close angle for an SMG. Party Astronauts going a little bit earlier, but once again going towards A.
I don't hate the A play as long as they leave enough time to actually work it. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're leaving Ben to hold a lurk, a push through apps as well, which is a pretty solid idea. And PA actually biding time, trying to bait in aggression? Is this the call?
Not baiting in aggression because
they've got no smokes, Nate.
No, Cxzi was just standing there with his nade out. If they push a little bit further, he would have been gone down. Good flash, 1 for 1. Cxzi traded. bwills doubles down, finds the bomb. His aggressive play looked very worrisome, but it has worked out. PwnAlone eventually drops bwills, chops, finds a trade from the Palace. This is a nice little off angle. He's been a monster, a raid boss in the server, and he'll drop one. PwnAlone on default. Here's the drop, looks for it. He will not be given an even 1 versus 1, especially with the flames looking at his heels. Cynic dances with him, dances with death, and gets the kill. 2 players survive, the op will be recovered, and the defuse will come through. This allows Party Astronauts to get 1 solid buy at the end of the half. And Nouns, what will their buy be? Still be desperate. It will still have holes, but it will be better than before.
Nouns like a scrappy fight. They thrive in the mess. They thrive in the chaos. They'll be able to get M4s and AKs and ops across the board. A little bit lacking in a couple of players in utility. Really just bwills. Marky has a decent enough amount. Party Astronauts full buy up here. Bomb plant keeping him that way. Last round of half number 1. Map number 1. In this grand final. Winner qualifies for ESL Challenger Katowice. Cxzi through the smoke, debates going all the way in, walks up, and Cynic will say, "Thank you very much." Sit down, Danny. Get ready for next half.
It's 15 for Cynic as well. Just consistently finding kills. This is the second, an uncharacteristic miss at that.
You cast or cursed him, bro.
I did. He hasn't been an opera though, he's been a deagler.
True.
So didn't think it would be an issue there. Regardless, back to a 4 versus 4 as Cynic is taken down. Party Astronauts, they're going to stick around. They're going to go for this A hit, it appears. They're falling back, but they have traded utility around that. Tells me they're going to line up nades. So I would think so. CJ has re-aggressed up the balcony. He might fight Viz in the Palace. No, Viz is falling back out. bwills is on site as well. This is going to be a very difficult take for Party Astronauts. And CJ, he could shut it all down. Chop is kind. No, he's not watching for it. He's lining up the nades. Should be 1 free for CJ, if not even more. Yeah.
Jungle
Smoke from the other side. We'll get at least 1 here. Will he? There we go. Belabored, but he gets it. He'll fall back. The jig is up. They'll run forward. There's still a player here. I thought there was a player on the site. No, he evacuated. With 25 seconds left, bwills simply being a presence towards CT might be enough. Plant attempted by Chop. It will go down, but he's at 5 HP. Not out of the round, but still very low. CJ walking ramp, catches PwnAlone, lacking a second for CJ. Seems like a distinct possibility with Chop as low as he is. And Ben Leet, where is he lurking? It's towards jungle. A 1 versus 4 for him to give his team a 9th. If not, it will be the closest scoreline possible. And well, no one's giving it to him. He'll throw a Molotov. No, he won't even get that. bwills takes him down. Nouns recover 7-8. We'll see if they can continue and build the lead after the break.
light so blinding. It's on the ceiling and the walls. Where is my name? 'Cause I can't find it. Those early memory lane walls. Ooh, but I know it's the price that you pay. Ooh, for living it up on Saturday. I can't win, I'm giving in, 'cause I can feel something coming over me, holding me till the morning, and it keeps me dancing when I feel something coming over me. I just keep dancing. The time that it takes. Feeling this great is worth the wait. I can feel something coming over me, holding me till the morning, and it keeps me dancing when I feel something coming over me. I just keep dancing. I can feel something coming over me, holding me till the morning, and it keeps me dancing when I feel something coming over me. I just keep dancing.
Cause I can't exactly say the way that I feel. It's just real, yeah. So I let my silence speak the words that I'm real. But it's real, yeah. We don't know what we want, but we know it's alright. It's alright. We don't wanna wait until the moment is right. Tonight, we don't wanna wake up in the face of our mistakes, but oh well, we just go along, like we drive us, hypnotize us, oh well. Exactly say the way that I feel. It's just real, yeah. So I let my silence speak the words that I'm real. But it's real, yeah. 'Cause I can't exactly say the way that I feel. It's just real, yeah. My silence, but it's real,
The third time on Mirage, but it does not fail to disappoint. The most contentious scoreline possible has been achieved at the end of the half. It was 8-7 in favor of Party Astronauts by a slim margin. And now Nouns are on their favored side of the map. I'm Pineapple Phillips, joined by Boggs, and the pistol round is at last upon us. Carson, lurking middle. Little does he know there's a player on the other side of the box in PwnAlone. Steps are heard. Pwn should have him dead to rights. Here we go. Peek in. There's the shot from behind. The remaining four now coming out of the apartments. Two players are ready to greet them. Viz and I believe Chop on the site. Question is, who wins the duels? Chop doing some damage, but Marky finds one. Chop a good trade, and Viz a second combining fire with PwnAlone. bwills P250 Super Soldier gets the first, a second, looking for the third spot, some jumping in towards Market, and Cynic in the meanwhile takes down Viz. It's just Cxzi, 1 versus 2. He is rotating around. He hits the jump flawlessly as well. He's been hitting the Kxzi servers, but a 1vx is a tall task.
A very tall task indeed. No kit available for him either. He's going to have to do it the hard way, the old-fashioned way. Swaps without reloading. Looks for the faces. Just cat and mouse by Nouns, and bwills hat trick on the round. The P250 doing what it does best, tapping heads. And if I'm not mistaken, Nate, that's both pistol rounds converted for Nouns as well.
It is correct. Nouns looking good, tying things back up. And keep in mind, this is the both teams' preferred side of the map. T side, excuse me. Party Astronauts slightly favored. Same with Nouns. It's like 0.5% higher win rate on T side. And Party Astronauts, they're not going to go quietly into that good night. They're going for pistols and some primaries as well. 2 scouts, an MP9, a Cxzi, and a deagle for Cxzi. That smoke block does not really work out in their favor like they would have hoped.
Can't hit it away. It's not a physical smoke grenade.
He's just coming straight down. You can't like stop its momentum, you know?
Yeah. Imagine if you could do that in CS2.
Pick it up before it goes off. Catch it in the air. Oh, catch it.
Like, yeah.
So to catch him. That's a new thing. That would be awesome. Cxzi, a lot of control in the apartments. 3 players towards A, 2 on the site, 1 in the palace, as I mentioned. And Nouns just biding their time in middle, 2 in ladder. Carson exiting the connector. Which direction are they going to go? That's the question. There's 1 player holding top mid for the flank. And nade window does masquerade the vent pop for CJ.
Mm-hmm. Brilliant little nade. But Cxzi's on the prowl. bwills runs into him and deals with him. Takes some damage, but he will win that fight relatively clean, all things considered. And now it's a sprint towards A. It's a race against time for Party Astronauts and for Nouns. CJ gonna hold in towards Sniper's Nest, make sure nobody can go through. Cynic is also there as well, so he can keep an eye on things from a higher angle. 3 players ready to run out ramp. Chop the one here with an MP9. It would be very difficult for him to get 3 kills out of this one and buy time. He's spotted and removed. Inconsequential in the end of it all. The save called by Party Astronauts. Again, we know they do this on their CT sides. If they don't do anything on the force spy, they save what they have and try again in the next. It does some damage, but, you know.
Give him a chance in the following at least as well. They don't get those miracle deagles like Nouns do. They don't get that luxury.
Ooh.
They do get that one.
Is that a Galil?
Cynic. I think that is a Galil.
Yeah, it looks like the Galil muzzle break.
It's one of the rifles, I'm sure. No other gun has a barrel like that, especially not a MAC-10.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's the Galil. Because the AK has an iron sight on the tip of the barrel.
Astute observation. It's not on the front of the handguard. Are correct. 3 guns saved though. They won't trifle with the rifle. They'll leave it away. Nouns take the lead though, 9-8. They're happy with that. Only 1 player falling. They can easily reinvest. They'll get an AK over from bwills. A selfless drop from him. Party Astronauts. They don't buy around the 3 saved weapons. Actually, they kind of do. Cxzi goes down to 1350, but if he gets a kill or 2, it should be fine. He has a 5.7 and armor, far more deadly than he would be with the USP. bwills, aggressive underpass. Lots of information early. The issue is Nouns aren't even messing with the side of the map. They're going aggressive towards ramp, and Carson falling just heads at Cxzi. PwnAlone does find one in response. Carson taken down. That nade chunky makes them squishy. PwnAlone a second, a third, potentially no. bwills finally shuts him down. Ends his reign of terror. There's still a scout on Viz though, and that is a scary proposition. Not to mention, of course, that flank coming through. Chop over the smoke is looking for something on the USP, but this means everything. Galil gained for bwills. An opportunity, at least 1. He gets it. Sandwich is unexpected, sure, but he looks for it nonetheless. He gets the spray. bwills not a 1v3. He'll line up 2, and he knows where the third is, but he can't get the shot quickly enough. 6 HP is all bwills needs. He'll find it. He'll steal the round away by narrow margins, and he'll tie us right back up at 9 apiece.
Tie ball game, big play from bwills, the in-game leader of Party Astronauts. An op is tossed to PwnAlone. He'll be ready to rock and roll. Buy up from Nouns. bwills limited to a deagle. He's also top of the board at 12 kills. PwnAlone 17-14. That nade plus those 2 scout shots making it viable though for Ben to even clutch that up. And then picking up that Galil saves the day. Cxzi takes some damage in the early going of this round, down to 76 because of some flames. PwnAlone will evacuate the mid area and go towards B instead. But Nouns are taking it slow and steady. A split on the cards, 2 mid, 2 Palace, 1 ramp. They have a decent amount of utility to work with, but they're going to have to ration it. They can't just spend it frivolously. They'll have to be careful from peeks from Cat and Con. Cxzi spots out 2 towards bottom middle. They try to close the gap, but now Cat can pop. Chop will not. Cxzi's tucked tail and ran. Cynic is here, but Marky picks up that opener. Ben has traded it back from CT, falls back away. His Galil heroics are definitely something so far. He's been spotted, he's been sprayed, and he's all but obliterated. Still no bomb plant and 3 players here for Party Astronauts. They can hold the line, they can prevent this plant, and still come away with double digits first.
What is this plant? This is aggressive from bwills. It'll get down as well.
The flash
That was
masked the sound.
scary. Flash must have masked the sound because there are 3 players waiting. There's no way they'll let a plant like that go down for free. Any other scenario. Deagle now for bwills. Again, these deagles in Nouns' hands are deadly. There's 2 inching forward along the door on the back of sight. Ben Lee jumping up top. Cynic, good trade, double with Carson combining fire. Biz on site, can't find anything either. CJ gets him. It's PwnAlone alone. In the name after all, he's towards the ticket booth. He'll run and turn tail, but he's already being hunted. The opponent gets the spot. Will he get the kill? Yes is the answer, but they want to drop that out. That's the most important thing. He'll chuck it out. No one gets it. He'll get the kill, sure, but not the op. bwills can't get it. Will he get it with the bomb explosion? No is the answer. 10-9. Nouns again reestablish their lead. The issue with these back and forth rounds for Party Astronauts is that they now find themselves on the CT side. The economic burden is immense, and they might just have to save from here on out. Don't go for this one. Just let Nouns stabilize and get ready for the rifle rounds proper.
Yeah, the deagle out for Cxzi is just trying to do some damage, maybe pick up a gun and create a miracle. Ben has that smoke as well. Minimal investment, $1,000 across the board. All they could afford. Nouns probing in towards B, and that's exactly where Party Astronauts have put up the stack. Viz is boosted. Headshot angle, will this be clear? Probably not. Nobody expects this angle. But he falls off. That could have been so good. Did Carson hear it? It sounds like at least he has an inkling. Utility going to be flying in from Carson. bwills has spotted nothing. All 5 players from Party Astronauts here. This can get ugly. Cynic and CJ, a couple of big ones. Making another one for CJ and bwills. Chop with 2 on the USP. And a third. How's he been allowed a 3rd kill out of that fight? There is no way he should be getting a 3K from that angle.
No way, and there's also no way that these esports should only be getting out with 1 AK and 1 MAC-10. That's a costly round if I've ever seen one. Nouns, sure they had the lead, but their economy has been kept honest. They've not built up that T-side economy you might expect. USP finding 3 on the back of sight by Empty is unreal from Chop.
Carson could have bought a rifle here. He stays on the AK. Or on the MAC-10, excuse me. Does not
banking
buy
on the no helmets. It's banking on the no helmets, and there's 3 players without them, so could do damage. Where is he playing? That's my question. Top middle is the answer. He's just tucked in a corner. Maybe he'll get a rifle from one of his fallen teammates or a fallen enemy. That might be the play as well. Either way, Nouns slowish, showing presence towards A and towards B, or towards the underpass. No clear direction necessarily as of yet.
Pretty critical round for the Party Astronauts. If they lose it, then they find themselves in a very dire strait on their own map pick, heading into Overpass, which Nouns did very well on them against last night. Marky ruined by Cxzi, but CJ trades that back, taking half damage. Aggression from Party Astronauts on this mid control. They're taking all 4 players in the general vicinity of mid. And another swing underpass. This time is PwnAlone. That's the bomb at his feet. bwills going to try and recover it. Pone's playing this so well, but Cynic and the double swing will work out for Nouns as the 2 Party Astronauts players get picked apart. Cynic does take a lot of damage, but it's a 3v2. Viz pushing all the way up mid, though, could get the flank. Is there a way Nouns expect? Oh, yeah, they're ready for it. Molotov to the back. They know. The time is very low. Good swap over. Cynic on the Mac 10 now. Nobody on the B side proper. Fast rotation into market coming through from Ben. Cynic just running rampant with the Mac 10.
Oh, my goodness.
Shut down. So is Cynic. What a play by Ben Leet. Another massive 3K.
What a read. Hops out the window, goes right around the first. That was the Mac 10 Canary in the coal mine, bypassed entirely. He drops the bomb planter. Carson has no idea where his teammates fall from, and that is a masterclass micro play coming in from Ben Elite to steal away what would have been a difficult round otherwise. It's once again neck and neck. Party Astronauts have the advantage in terms of riflery. They have 5 rifles at the very least. Nouns can't say the same with their Eagles. But, again, never count out the Deagles, especially not in Cynic, Marquis, and CJ's hands.
Well, Nouns have to do a better job of not getting caught off by plays like that, though, too. That's the other thing. It's just... it's brutal.
So well played. There was no sound cue, no nothing. It was just perfect timing.
But you gotta plant safe if you don't know where they're coming from, and you have an angle like Cat covered for maps.
It's fair. bwills, we haven't really talked too much about it, but he is the top frag of the server for his team. I think the server entirely. Yes, he is. 24 kills. They rock. Consistently finding kills. He found the opening in this one. The PwnAlone will get the trade with an aggressive play underpass. Cynic. I was gonna say he gets an upgrade for his troubles, but no. Which is the deagle on Carson's body. Marking Armament has to be a spearhead. So many angles to watch. He gets the shot on the chop. Timing works in his favor. Viz a good trade. There we go from the back of sight, but he's now low. Pistols can do a lot of damage. Cat support is here. PwnAlone spamming with the FAMAS. He'll get one, but not before CJ drops Viz. PwnAlone. Lots of damage taken and flanked by bwills. It's Cxzi. A man we've praised time and time again. A hero in the last series in a 1v2 clutch now. Spots the player now. I think he was spotted in kind, but it doesn't matter. He finds the headshot. It's just CJ now in the 1v1. He'll cross the site. He'll plant for Cat. Cxzi takes the run. Hopes to stop the plant, but no. He sticks it. Timing's everything here. It's just back and forth. A delicate dance on the site. CJ backs out. Cxzi knows. He knows. He spots the shadow. Cxzi, good flick to find CJ. It was delayed, it was awkward, but Cxzi is in control the entire time in that round. He'll get the defuse, he'll get the 1v2 clutch, and he'll tie us right back up at 11 apiece.
$11-all and a broke Nouns up against Party Astronauts as well, as they are making a resurgence on their CT side. Good individual efforts clawing them back into this game. Go Nouns. They go for their classic buy. Very hefty investment on everybody but bwills, who's on a P250 and a P250 alone. B contact play. CJ with the flashbangs. Deep Molotov to ward off Nouns. They think about firefighting and going on through. Now Chop will smoke it off himself and go in. Utility starting to come through. Now they push on to the site. Chop and Viz both on catwalk. The flying players into the site make their way down, but the bomb is stuck in apps. The players on site are caught by Viz and Chop, but CJ doubles down. He is low, but the rotations have come through. Bomb plan necessary for Nouns. PwnAlone doing his best to deny that. CJ for 3. Marquis still has that deagle. No gun to be recovered for him, and he takes some damage from that HE. His deagle good, but is it enough? CJ quad kill. He's on low HP. It does not matter. Marquis to the open. Cxzi knows where CJ is, and he deals with the first threat. Marquis out in the open. Sprayed by Danny, who has another clutch and a critical round on the board for now for Party Astronauts as they take a lead over Nouns at long last. Nouns can buy up again, but it would be scrappy. The money on Party Astronauts not great as well. Nouns for sure going to invest, and PA are not out of the woods.
They are definitely not out of the woods. 11-12, it's been neck and neck. Cxzi the hero of the last 2 rounds. 2 1v2 clutches. Nouns with that bomb plant, they're able to get a decent enough buy. 2 Galils, 3 AKs, decent utility. Still no op for Party Astronauts either, as the economy has not settled for either team. And it's another no-holds-barred aggressive play from Nouns up the catwalk. Good spam, but bwills finds the opening nonetheless. Cxzi eventually drops CJ, the hero of the last round, or the hope of the last round, I should say. And Viz does get one, albeit with Marky on a trade. Cxzi expects the one-way, drops Carson. It's back and forth, but the nade of Cxzi really seals the deal. It's Cynic. He has been praised time and time again for his deagle work, but can't do it with the rifle. It's a 1v3 attempt, but no. It's Cxzi to shut him down. 4 for him in the round. He had a relatively quiet game up to the last couple. He's now skyrocketed to 20 kills, second on his team. And Party Astronauts now are looking to take off up and out of this first map.
Oh, what a play by Party Astronauts there. So well done. Great kills coming through. The dunk, the nades, the rifles. Only one down. Great stuff for them. They don't have the op still, and it's full rifles again for Nouns. But it should be more than fine for PA. They can win this one, puts them one away from map 1 victory. And one map from booking a spot to ESL Challenger Katowice just a few weeks after being released from EG.
Be quite statement.
Also, I would like to mention EG's main roster lost to an advanced team in the open qualifier stage for this tournament.
I was wondering where EG was. There's the answer.
They lost to Spongey's advanced team.
Oh.
16-8.
Expected? I shouldn't say that. Chops away one. Love making that pun. It's a free one. PwnAlone, a second one, equally free towards the middle. CJ in towards ladder, could find something, but in the meanwhile, PwnAlone drops Marky and actually Chop gets the heck out of dodge, jumping out. CJ in towards ladder, bwills in towards the palace area, the long hall, as people call it. No bomb control either. It's being puppy guarded, sat upon. Cxzi is hoping it'll hatch after a couple days. It's crouching on top of it.
What is CJ a dragon now? The bomb, his horde?
Cxzi.
Or 60, sorry.
Come on, man. CJ is stuck in towards the ladder.
Position.
CJ's doing the Alamo bit. He's not doing the dragon bit. The hero spotted. He's the top frag. He's a shining star for this T side of Nouns, but seems like a too big an ask. He'll find one. Chop and Viz, though, answer, and Viz getting a little zesty with the spams. And rightfully so. 15 to 11, 4 map points on the opening map of Mirage, and more importantly, no bomb plant to go along with the max loss bonus for Nouns, means that their buy is going to be ugly. Sure, they have AKs on 80% of the team, they're lacking a helmet on Cynic, and they're lacking a whole bunch of utility.
Cxzi in towards mid, ruined by Cynic, but more spray damage onto Viz and bwills. About even, that still favors the T side. Nade out to middle does nothing. Cynic all the way through ladder room already. He might just spam down Viz. Viz has to be very careful. There goes the spray, but Viz has got out of there. Marky takes some damage, but there's a Molotov thrown by Viz before he fades out of Sniper's Nest. Still, man advantage for Nouns. Plus that damage onto Viz. Cynic with another dry win. Viz does trade him back, though, and PwnAlone is looking for his 30. Bomb in rotation. And Carson's clearing out A. Ben can run into him, though. He could get backstabbed. It's going to be a backstab from Carson onside as Ben decides to clear jungle. But he was stuck between a rock and a hard place. Party Astronauts initiating save protocol. They don't have a lot of residual money. PwnAlone needs to save that op. Viz is on no HP. Nouns will stay alive and grab a 12th.
It will never go quietly into the night. Nouns can always make something out of nothing. We've hyped up the pistols ad nauseum. The rifles do work out in this case. Still scrappy, cocksure though from Nouns. Albeit this time it does finally work out. The stars do finally align. The question is, can they align 3 more times in a row? Or will Party Astronauts still continue to coast their way to a map 2?
I would honestly like to see a timeout out of Party Astronauts going into this round. Just to make sure they shore up everything. Because yes, they've been doing some aggressive fights, but at the same time, it almost feels like it's time to change things up and go for something a little slower, right? See if they can egg Nouns into a bad peak. Take a pick from there, use the ops to their advantage, and holy moly, they've made a brilliant call, I feel. Double op here, Cxzi on the secondary big green. AKs across the board on Nouns, no op for Cynic. They're gonna boost Cxzi, doesn't matter. PwnAlone's already got the opening blind onto Cynic, who tries to rush out ramp. And much to his chagrin, he's gonna have to be the backseat gamer now. Cxzi up in holes! There goes Marky, double op singing. Carson out middle has a teammate up on Cat. Mid is there for Nouns, but up in ladder is Chop, and down goes CJ to the ground on Cat. bwills tosses a Molotov in, Chop will drop a smoke and sit in front of it. The nade will go far as well. bwills knows where he is. Counter molly thrown by Chop, didn't go exactly where he wanted. bwills trying to do something as they're down to 1 man, or 2 men. bwills very low. Chop burns alive. One classic 1G actually from Chop. But
Right, he disconnected, but no, he killed himself.
Yeah, he killed himself.
Unfortunate. Bomb dropped though in the worst spot possible for Carson. No quickly grabbing that. Viz beheads him. 1 shot's all that's necessary. 16-12 as Party Astronauts take their map pick of not Inferno, excuse me, Mirage. And it's the third time they played it recently. It's like the 5th time or 6th time we've seen it just in this close qualifier.